trusting again and loving again. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Today I'm going to be reading from a book of quotes from the heart. I'm going to be reading from this, commenting from this, communicating from this. Here we go. Fortune and love both favor the bold. Fortune is important. Love is important. Both favor the bold or favor the strong. Favor the wise. Fortunate to have enough money to take your loved one out. Strong enough to have love to choose between right and wrong. There is nothing so bad as parting with one's friends. How many of you have had friends you had to depart from? Friends that you loved extremely well, extremely long, but you had to depart from them. One could be because they're nosy. Two could be they never listen. And three could be you see the failure, the pain, the disappointment of them never reaching their potential. So you decide to depart from them so that you will no longer long for them. Jane Austen said, there is nothing so bad as parting with one's friend. L-O-V-E, love. What does love mean to you? Is love friendship? Is love forgiving? Is love inviting? Or is love overwhelming? Is love overexposed? Some would say real love is unconditional love, meaning loving someone without any expectation of them loving you back. I think I love you a little bit more every single day. Let's talk about this. Does your love grow with your mate? Or does your love go with your mate? You should be loving your mate a little bit more because why? You're learning to listen to your mate, understand your mate, invite your mate, enrich your mate. Are you LOVing loving your mate? Without harm, expectation, or blame? There is no instinct like the heart. Lord Bryson, there is no instinct like the heart. Now, when I say the word instinct, that innate ability to feel, to understand, instinct is that sixth sense that can go out before you and around you and feel what's going on. Is your heart strong? Is your heart wise? Has your heart experienced sorrow? Has your heart experienced pain? Love hath the wings of a butterfly. Paul Dunbar. Love has the wings of a butterfly. Now, when a butterfly is trapped in a cocoon, and it is now for the butterfly to blossom and spread its wings and fly, they must struggle with all their might to break out of the cocoon. They're tired inside their body. They're tired inside their wings. But they keep breaking out, keep stretching, which allows the butterfly to strengthen its wings to fly away. How do you strengthen yourself to fly away from bad situations, bad circumstances? What is your tone and what is your tune? Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. William Shakespeare said, hear my soul speak. My soul began to speak when I seen you. My soul began to speak when I smelt you. My soul began to speak when I heard you. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. Now, this is a very interesting word. My heart instantly flew to you to serve you. My heart completely went into action to serve you, to know you, to love you. Think about your mate. Think about your wife, your girlfriend. How do they serve you? How do you have a desire to serve your mate? Our love was written in the stars. Tonight, if the clouds dissipate away, look up at the stars. Do you see the stars connected to the North Star, which will lead you to love, freedom? Or do you see stars in the starry sky? Do you see the signs in the starry sky? All my best days begin and end with you. Isn't that an amazing statement to be able to make to someone that you love on a daily basis? My day starts with you, my day ends with you. Have so much of you in my heart. Or could I say it like this? I have so much of you in my heart. John Keats. How much love is in your heart for the person that you love? Is your heart full of them and full of love, full of joy and full of peace? Is your heart bigger and better because your heart has known the one that you love? At this point in time, I'm going to stop reading from quotes from the heart. And I'm going to go into the teaching. Trusting again, loving again. Longing to rebuild trust because I destroyed it with a single action of love. And then I'm going to end on some quotes from the heart. But let's get into this teaching because it's so important and so needed. How to rebuild trust. Trust is a heartwarming. It allows us to believe in others, open up to them. As we learn to love, we learn to trust, or we learn to distrust. Trust is a major part of the foundation of the interpersonal relationships between family, friends, and associates, between lovers, between girlfriend and boyfriend, between an engaged couple, a married couple, a single couple. Trust is the forming foundation that allows each person to function in total freedom and in total unity. Initially, trust may be seen easy to come by. However, once broken, it can be lost and destroyed for a lifetime by a single moment of betrayal, and in a fraction of a second, all hope and security can be lost, and you can spend a lifetime trying to rebuild trust, trying to rebuild love, trying to rebuild commitment. All hope and security can be lost if a relationship is plagued with two things: fear, suspicion. Let's talk about suspicion, where you allow your mind to become a broken record. I think he's cheated on me. He hasn't come home yet. Is he with someone else? Or the overcoming fear and the acknowledgement of losing someone that you love more than yourself. Focus on identifying what trust-building behaviors are. When it comes time to rebuilding relationship, the number one thing that you have to do is to focus in identifying on what trust-building behaviors are. That's right. I want you to wrap your arms around yourself, close your eyes, and try to think about 3 trust-building behaviors that you can identify and exemplify on a daily basis. Be willing to exert a significant amount of energy demonstrating trust-building behavior. It's going to take a lot of energy to exemplify trust-building behaviors on a daily basis for every moment that comes into question with this one statement: distrust, disbehavior, discombobulated. Be consistent, stay on track, and don't give up. You can rebuild trust, rebuild love, rebuild foundation, and get back to the harmony of trust. I said get back to the harmony of trust. Being able to do this will help us begin the journey of rebuilding and sustaining trust again for a lifetime in a lifestyle of trusting. I said a lifetime and a lifestyle of trusting again. Trust that others put in us should never be taken lightly. And abusing and breaking trust is like snatching the rug, snatching love right out from under someone else's feet. Rebuilding trust is doable. Yes, say that with me out loud. Yes, you're by yourself in the car. You're in the house by yourself. Say this with me out loud. Rebuilding trust is doable. Say it one more time. Rebuilding trust is doable. Now cement it in your heart and in your mind. Say it out loud with me. Rebuilding trust is doable. Thank you. It takes work on a daily basis. Yes. When you're trying to rebuild trust, it takes work and work and work on a daily basis. Working on the inside of your behavior to exemplify the right attributes on the outside of your behavior. It takes time, commitment, and dedication. Rebuilding trust takes 3 things. It takes time, it takes a will to be committed, and it takes dedication in my actions, dedication in my thought processes, dedicated in everything that I do. Let's talk about this, guys. Acknowledge. Sometimes, upfront that you have said or did something that has broken trust, that has broken love, that has broken safety, that has broken everything you built. So you got to acknowledge this thing. If you genuinely don't know what happened, ask them to give you feedback. Give your wife, your mate, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your lover, your significant other. Give them time to give you feedback when you acknowledge the wrong that you've done. If the other person has openly confronted the situation that has broken their trust, the worst thing that you could do is become defensive, go into denial, and start making excuses. And the last one that seals your fate, you start lying. Your partner can get over the fact that you cheated, that you wandered off, that you broke in trust, that you brought somebody else into the marriage, you brought somebody else into an intimate relationship. Two things that make it bad, the one thing that makes it the worst. Don't be defensive. Put the fight down. Don't deny or go into denial because it leads into lying. It is the lying part that most women leave the man and have trouble regaining trust. Because the lying insinuates that you are too scared to open up to your failure. The lying insinuates that if I lie, I can get out of it. I don't have to feel the pain. I will not have to feel the truth. When you respond, include these type of statements. Statement number 1, I hear you. Man, you're going to have to practice this stuff in the mirror all alone, and you're going to have to feel these things. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. You're going to have to look your mate in the eye and say, I hear you, number 1. Number 2, I understand what you're saying. You're going to have to look them in the eye. You may see them cry. They may cuss you out. But don't you dare blink. Let them see you really care. I can see you are hurt. And I admit that I was wrong. I'm not going to do this again. I'm going to need help. I'm going to need you to help me because I don't want to do this again to you. Our relationship can't handle it. Our love life can't handle it. And our future cannot handle it. I accept full responsibility for my behavior. I accept full responsibility of my actions. I accept full responsibility of my betrayal. I accept full responsibility to my failure. I want to be a part of your healing process. Now, when you say I want to be a part of the healing process, you're saying I'm willing to do whatever it takes to regain the love, the trust, the insight, and the oneness. I'm willing to go to counseling. I'm willing to be open and honest. I'm willing to give you passwords to my phone so that you can know that I'm not saying or doing anything that would separate our love in becoming one. What do you need from me? This is the hard one. Because you're going to have to learn how to say, what do you need from me in different ways at different times. And whatever she needs, you must be willing to give her. No matter how painful, no matter how hard, no matter how ridiculous, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that warm embrace, to get that supernatural love, to get that touch. Because you want to rebuild love, you want to rebuild trust. Let the other person drive the conversation. Cheerios! You must learn how to let the other person drive the conversation in order to open up more and more, in order to open up avenues to rebuilding trust. Let them ask questions that are important to them. Not important to you, my friend. Let them ask the questions that are important to them. And you must answer these questions with all honesty and sincerity. Let them express how they feel. If they decide to cry, let them cry. If they decide to cuss, let them cuss. If they decide to throw a temper tantrum, let them fully express themselves in front of you. And you don't get to run away, you don't get to close the door, and you don't get to stop them. If you don't do this, you are stuck in time, you are stuck in the mud, you are stuck in a rut, and you will not be rebuilding trust. So you will not get to go home to collect $200 if you play Monopoly. The next thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going back to quotes from the heart. Apologize. When rebuilding trust, is so important to give the right type of apology at the right time. Apologize. Writing your apology down on paper is important. Writing why you want to apologize is important. Where you want to apologize is important. How long you want to apologize is important. Saying I'm sorry at the moment you are caught in a lie or caught doing something wrong tends to lack any commitment of true sincerity. It can look that you're only saying I'm sorry to appease, to oppose, to withdraw the other person, to protect yourself from the negative consequences, or to bring an uncomfortable conversation to its quickest end. Apologies work best after you've given thought, consideration on what you're going to do and say, and understand how your behavior impacted the other person. Once you have done this, you will be able to give an apology from a heartfelt heart. The other person will be able to discern your sincerity, and your apology will become meaningful in building a transition and building a foundation on a journey back to trust, on a journey back to love, on a journey back to embrace. Never give an excuse or an explanation with your apology. Doing this will take away from its impact. You will likely fuel and ignite an argument. Stay out of the argument zone. Please stay out of the argument zone. These apologies sound like this. These apologies are not sincere. So leave these apologies out of your vocabulary and communication. I'm sorry, but when you did what you did, I did what I did. So I'm sorry. I was only acting on the advice of someone else. I'm sorry. I was angry when I did what I did and was only trying to get back at you. I'm sorry. I'm not happy, so I did what I did. I'm sorry. When I get depressed, when I feel left out, when I feel selfish, I tend to do these kinds of things. I'm sorry. Other people have done these things to me, and that's why I did it to you. I'm sorry. Only provide the explanation when you're asked. The best way to apologize is to say you're sorry for the harm you have done and leave it at that. Let the apology stand on its own. That's right. Let your apology stand on its own. Let the apology stand on the firm foundation in the will and the desired outcome. Let the apology stand on its own. Let the apology be embraced by the other person first. So good apologies sound like this. I apologize for what I did, and what I did was wrong. I will not do it again. Please forgive me. This is a rock solid introduction to how to say you're truly sorry and you want to rebuild trust. A sincere apology is powerful. Saying I'm sorry at the right moment in the right way will lead to forgiveness, trust, openness, respect, intimacy, healing, restoration, and reconciliation. That's what an apology can lead to. Back to trust, back to love, back to embrace, back to oneness. So, the last 3 minutes I'm going to read from this book, Quotes from the Heart. You are my heart, my life, my one and only thought. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Helen Keller said, all that we love deeply becomes a part of us. 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Love is the greatest of the attributes of man or woman. Where we love is home, home that our feet may leave, but not our hearts. Is your home full of love when you leave? Is your home full of love when you come back? Love simply means I love you in spite of your shortcomings and your wrongdoings. I just love you. I just want you. I just want to desire you. You're all my heart has ever talked about. There is no remedy for love but to love more. Knowing you are loved can help ease multiple troubles. It's you because no one else makes sense. Yet love, mere love, is beautiful indeed. Love has no age, no limit, and no death. Love is everlasting to everlasting to everlasting. Those are quotes from the heart. Thank you for listening to Loving Again and Trusting Again. This is BK International Talent Scout. Please share, please love, please give.